Winners aren't born, they're made, they're forged in the fires of discipline, determination, and daily effort. And that's what we're here to discuss today. How you can join their ranks by pushing yourself every single day. Let me tell you something, success is not a destination. It's a journey, it's a daily commitment to growth, to improvement, to becoming just a little bit better than you were yesterday. And that journey starts with a decision to push yourself beyond your comfort zone, beyond what you think you're capable of. Now, some of you might be thinking, Jim, that sounds exhausting. Do I really need to push myself every single day? And to that, I say, absolutely. Because life isn't going to hand you your dreams on a silver platter. You've got to go out there and earn them. Think about it this way. Every day you have a choice. You can choose to stay the same, to settle for mediocrity, to accept good enough. Or you can choose to push yourself, to strive for excellence, to demand more from yourself than anyone else ever could. Winners, true winners, they make that choice to push themselves every single day. They understand that success isn't about one big leap. It's about the small steps, the daily habits, the consistent effort that compounds over time. You see, pushing yourself isn't just about working harder. It's about working smarter. It's about challenging your assumptions, questioning your limitations, and constantly seeking ways to improve. Let me share a little secret with you. The difference between average people and achieving people is their perception of and response to failure. Average people avoid failure like the plague. They run from it, hide from it, make excuses to avoid it. But winners embrace failure. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. Every time you fail, you're one step closer to success if you learn from it, if you use it as fuel to push yourself even harder. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but Jim, I've tried pushing myself before. It's hard, it's uncomfortable. And you're absolutely right. It is hard, it is uncomfortable. But let me ask you this, what's the alternative? The alternative is a life of regret. A life where you look back and wonder, what if? What if I had pushed a little harder? What if I had persevered when things got tough? What if I had believed in myself just a little bit more? I don't know about you, but I'd rather live with the temporary discomfort of pushing myself than the permanent anguish of regret. Because here's the truth, the pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. So how do we push ourselves like winners do? Well, it starts with your mindset. Winners have what I call a growth mindset. They believe that their abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. They see challenges as opportunities to grow, not obstacles to avoid. This mindset shift is crucial because when you believe in your ability to grow, to improve, to overcome, that's when the magic happens. That's when you start to see obstacles as stepping stones, failures as lessons, and challenges as chances to prove yourself. But mindset alone isn't enough. You need action. You need to develop habits that support your growth, that push you towards your goals every single day. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is the habit of setting daily goals. Not just big, long-term goals, although those are important too, but small, actionable goals that you can work towards every single day. Why is this so important? Because it gives you a clear target to aim for. It gives your day purpose and direction. And most importantly, it gives you a way to measure your progress, to see tangible evidence of your growth. Now, these goals don't have to be earth-shattering. Maybe it's reading 10 pages of a book that will help you in your career. Maybe it's making one more sales call than you did yesterday. Maybe it's spending an extra 15 minutes practicing your craft. The key is consistency. It's about doing these things not just when you feel motivated, not just when it's convenient, but every single day. Because that's what winners do. They show up, they put in the work, they push themselves, rain or shine, motivated or not. But here's the thing, pushing yourself isn't just about what you do, it's also about what you don't do. It's about saying no to the things that don't serve your growth, that don't push you towards your goals. It's about saying no to that extra hour of sleep when you could be up working on your dreams. It's about saying no to that mindless TV show when you could be reading a book that expands your mind. It's about saying no to that comfortable, easy path when you know there's a harder but more rewarding road ahead. Winners understand this. They understand that every yes is a no to something else. And they choose their yeses carefully, always opting for the choices that will push them, challenge them, help them grow. Now, I can see some of you nodding your heads. You're with me so far. But you might be wondering, Jim, this all sounds great in theory, but how do I actually do this? How do I push myself when I don't feel like it? When I'm tired, when I'm discouraged, when life gets in the way? Well, let me tell you, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So how do you develop discipline? You start small. You start with one thing, one small, manageable thing that you commit to doing every single day, no matter what. Maybe it's waking up 15 minutes earlier. Maybe it's writing 100 words. Maybe it's doing 10 push-ups. Whatever it is, you do it every day, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it, because that's when it counts the most. That's when you're really pushing yourself. And here's the beautiful thing, once you prove to yourself that you can do this one small thing consistently, your confidence grows. You start to believe in yourself more. And suddenly pushing yourself in other areas doesn't seem so daunting. But let's be real, there will be days when pushing yourself feels impossible. Days when you're exhausted, when you're overwhelmed, when you feel like you're making no progress at all. These are the days that separate the winners from the rest, because winners push through. They understand that feelings are fleeting, but actions are what truly matter. They understand that motivation is fickle, but discipline is reliable. On these tough days, winners have a secret weapon, their why. They have a clear, compelling reason for why they're doing what they're doing. A reason that's bigger than their temporary discomfort, bigger than their momentary lack of motivation. So let me ask you, what's your why? Why do you want to push yourself? Why do you want to succeed? Is it to provide a better life for your family, to make a difference in the world? To prove to yourself what you're truly capable of? Whatever it is, make it vivid, make it emotional, make it so compelling that it pulls you forward even on your toughest days. But here's something crucial to understand. Pushing yourself like a winner doesn't mean pushing yourself to the brink of burnout. It doesn't mean sacrificing your health, your relationships, or your happiness in pursuit of success. True winners understand the importance of balance. They push hard, yes, but they also know when to rest. They know that recovery is just as important as effort. They know that you can't pour from an empty cup. So part of pushing yourself like a winner is learning to listen to your body and your mind. It's about pushing to your edge, but not over it. It's about challenging yourself, but also taking care of yourself. This might mean setting boundaries. It might mean learning to say no to things that drain your energy without contributing to your growth. It might mean developing habits that recharge you, whether that's meditation, exercise, time in nature, or whatever works for you. Remember, the goal isn't just to push hard today. It's to be able to push hard tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. It's about sustainable growth, not short-term intensity followed by burnout. Now, let's talk about something that often gets overlooked when we discuss pushing ourselves, the power of your environment. You see, winners understand that they don't exist in a vacuum. They know that their environment, the people they surround themselves with, the information they consume, the places they spend their time, all of this has a profound impact on their ability to push themselves. So if you want to push yourself like a winner, take a good hard look at your environment. Are you surrounding yourself with people who push you to be better? Or are you surrounded by complacency, by people who are content with mediocrity? Winners seek out people who challenge them, who inspire them, who push them to reach higher. They understand that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So they choose those 5 people very carefully. But it's not just about the people. It's about the information you're feeding your mind. Winners are voracious learners. They're always reading, always studying, always seeking out new knowledge and skills. Why? Because they understand that knowledge is power. The more you know, the more you can do. The more skills you have, the more value you can create. And the more value you create, the more success you'll achieve. So push yourself to learn something new every day. Read books, listen to podcasts, take courses. Expand your mind, challenge your assumptions, broaden your horizons. Because the broader your knowledge base, the more connections you can make, the more innovative you can be, the more problems you can solve. Now let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial when it comes to pushing yourself, the power of habits. You see, winners understand that excellence is not an act, but a habit. They know that you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So they focus on developing systems, daily habits, and routines that move them incrementally closer to their goals. They understand that small, consistent actions repeated day after day have the power to create massive change over time. Think about it this way. If you improve just 1% every day, in a year you'll be 37 times better. That's the power of compounding. That's the power of consistent daily effort. So what habits can you develop that will push you towards your goals? Maybe it's waking up an hour earlier to work on your side hustle. Maybe it's practicing your craft for 30 minutes every day, no matter what. Maybe it's making one more sales call, writing one more page, or doing one more rep than you did yesterday. Whatever it is, make it specific, make it measurable, and most importantly, make it non-negotiable. Do it every day without fail until it becomes as automatic as brushing your teeth. But here's the thing about habits, they're easy to form and they're just as easy to break. That's why winners are vigilant about protecting their good habits and ruthless about eliminating their bad ones. They understand that every habit, good or bad, is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Every time you follow through on a good habit, you're voting for success, for growth, for pushing yourself. Every time you give in to a bad habit, you're voting for complacency, for mediocrity, for staying the same. So be mindful of your habits, be intentional about them, and most importantly, be consistent with them, because consistency is the key to transformation. Now, let's talk about something that's absolutely essential when it comes to pushing yourself like a winner, the power of goal setting. But not just any goal setting. I'm talking about setting the right kind of goals, goals that push you, that challenge you, that force you to grow. You see, winners understand that the goals you set determine the actions you take. Set small goals and you'll take small actions. Set big, audacious goals and you'll be forced to take big, audacious actions. So don't be afraid to dream big. Set goals that scare you a little. Set goals that force you to become more than you are right now. Because that's what pushing yourself is all about. It's about becoming more, about realizing your full potential. But here's the key. Your goals need to be specific, measurable, and time-bound. Vague goals produce vague results. I want to be successful is not a goal. I want to increase my income by 50% in the next 12 months. That's a goal. It's specific, it's measurable, and it has a deadline. And once you set your goals, write them down. There's something powerful about putting your goals on paper. It makes them real. It makes them tangible. It turns them from vague wishes into concrete targets. But don't just write them down once and forget about them. Review them regularly. Visualize them. Feel the emotion of achieving them, because the more real they feel to you, the more motivated you'll be to push yourself towards them. Now, let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial when it comes to pushing yourself, the power of self-talk. You see, winners understand that the most important conversations you have are the ones you have with yourself. Your self-talk, that inner dialogue that's constantly running in your head, has an enormous impact on your ability to push yourself. Negative self-talk can hold you back, keep you stuck, make you doubt yourself. But positive self-talk can inspire you, motivate you, push you to achieve things you never thought possible. So pay attention to how you talk to yourself. Are you your own biggest cheerleader or your own worst critic? Do you encourage yourself when things get tough, or do you beat yourself up? Winners cultivate positive self-talk. They encourage themselves. They remind themselves of their past successes. They focus on their strengths rather than dwelling on their weaknesses. But it's not just about being positive. It's about being realistic and constructive. When they face setbacks, they don't say, "I'm a failure." They say, "That didn't work. What can I learn from this? How can I do better next time?" This kind of self-talk doesn't just make you feel better. It actually changes your brain. It rewires your neural pathways, making you more resilient, more confident, more capable of pushing yourself. So start paying attention to your self-talk. Catch yourself when you're being overly negative or critical. Replace those thoughts with more positive, constructive ones. It might feel awkward at first, but with practice it will become second nature. Now, let's talk about something that's absolutely essential when it comes to pushing yourself like a winner, the power of accountability. You see, winners understand that it's easy to let yourself off the hook. It's easy to make excuses, to rationalize why you didn't do what you said you were going to do. That's why they create systems of accountability. They find ways to hold themselves responsible for their actions and their results. One powerful way to do this is to make your goals public. Tell your friends, your family, your colleagues about what you're trying to achieve. When you do this, you're not just accountable to yourself anymore, you're accountable to others as well. Another effective strategy is to find an accountability partner, someone who's also trying to push themselves, someone who will check in with you regularly, celebrate late successes, and call you out when you're not living up to your commitments. Some winners even go as far as to make a contract with themselves, complete with rewards for meeting their goals and consequences for falling short. They understand that sometimes the fear of losing something can be an even more powerful motivator than the prospect of gaining something. But here's the thing about accountability. It's not about punishment. It's about support. It's about creating an environment where pushing yourself is the default, where growth is expected, where excellence is the norm. Now, let's talk about something that's crucial when it comes to pushing yourself like a winner, the power of reflection. You see, winners understand that it's not enough to just take action. You need to reflect on those actions, learn from them, and use those lessons to push yourself even further. That's why many successful people have a daily practice of reflection. They take time each day to review their actions, their decisions, their progress. They ask themselves tough questions. What did I do well today? Where did I fall short? What did I learn? How can I do better tomorrow? This practice of reflection serves several purposes. First, it helps you stay aligned with your goals. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and lose sight of the bigger picture. Regular reflection helps you stay focused on what truly matters. Second, it helps you identify patterns, both positive and negative. Maybe you notice that you're most productive in the mornings, or that you tend to procrastinate on certain types of tasks. This self-awareness is invaluable. It allows you to optimize your habits and routines, to play to your strengths and work on your weaknesses. Third, reflection helps you celebrate your wins, even the small ones. When you're pushing yourself hard, it's easy to focus on how far you still have to go and overlook how far you've come. Taking time to acknowledge your progress, no matter how small, can provide a powerful motivational boost. But reflection isn't just about looking back, it's also about looking forward. Use this time to set your intentions for the next day. What do you want to accomplish? How will you push yourself? What obstacles might you face? And how will you overcome them? This forward-looking reflection primes your mind for success.